So here we are looking at the Rossi Cuda binding, and it's kind of a mid to upper tier binding with some pretty good tech and some parts that I'd like to see personally improved or changed. You know, mainly the big thing is the base plate. It's just kind of dead. You know, it's just all old school plastic. Same with the you know, the disc. At least it's you know, channel compatible, and there's lots of stance width adjustability options. But you're really looking at just like something that just, it doesn't offer much underfoot. It's kind of hard. It seems like it would kind of tax the board over time, and kind of fuck up the top sheet. I'd love to see them kind of, you know, spend a little more money on these bindings and kind of bring them up to speed with the rest of the industry these days that has a lot of like milled out, this is all foam here, a lot of these are foam, and you know, they use a softer material on the bottom to kind of to make the board a little more you know, reliable long term, the top sheet, to keep the top sheet in shape long term, but also to give it a better, you know, flex underfoot. So that's my one complaint. There's not a lot of shock absorption, but there's some here. You know, it's kind of plastic to EVA foam. Then on top of that, though, you get a little gel pad right here. So that's kind of cool. And then you get two gel pads along the top here at the toe ramp too, and a little EVA foam here. Not a lot, but enough. Now, here are some of the cool points. The ratchets are fine. This toe thing is okay. It's a little slick. It's kind of like more an over the top, but it can be over the toe too. It doesn't spread. It doesn't use that kind of like rubber plastic combo that some binding companies use. But here's what's cool. You can slide this, just push down and it slides and locks. So there's a position for everything. And I like this. It's, you know, it's kind of like going one at a time. It's kind of like the screw-in bindings. It's not like the infinite adjustability of, let's say, you know, some bindings like K2, for example, that have that just, you know, you loosen it up and it slides and then you tighten it up again. But it locks in and it holds just like it would be a screwdriver. So that's kind of an ingenious thing. I like this ankle strap. It's kind of like got a little bit of soft, a little bit of firm. It's supportive, but not super supportive. And so far I like it, but check the review above to see the, you know, the final report. You know, it's got a pretty stiff high back. All around. It doesn't even twist much. But here's the coolest thing I think about there is about Rossi bindings that I really like is this toe ramp's adjustable, but even more so, you can dial out the heel cup here. You can pull it out according to your boot size. So you can get it to fit just right, and that's pretty cool. You just kind of like open it up and adjust it, and it's pretty cool that way. You can really dial it out for your boot size, and I like that. Now, you know, you can rotate the high back a little bit too. Put it in here and, you know, move one up, move one back. You can see there's two little adjustment areas here. So you can rotate the high back a little bit and make it work. So it lines up with your, you know, your stance angles. Instead of looking like this, it will turn that way a little bit and be easier to ride, less calf bite, and better response. But all in all, you know, the Cuda, it isn't a bad binding. I think if they just did something with this base plate, they kind of just upped the tech on the base plate, I think it would be a very competitive, very doable binding, just like their boards. I would say though that as it stands now, it's not a bad binding, and if you can get it for a good price, you know, maybe the lack of feel underfoot is something you can deal with. So there is the Rossi Cuda.